Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. In this video, we're going to expose the independent media network for another Islamic anti-Muslim propaganda article which suggests that a 14-year-old boy is arrested for doing the Macarena in Saudi Arabia. That's the dance. And of course, the anti-Islamists have got the idea in their head that just for simply dancing in Saudi Arabia, you can be arrested, charged, and of course, they've all got their agendas against the Muslim countries, right? So what do? They basically completely take out of context and present something that isn't even true in the way they actually manipulate it to be. So if you actually read the article, it says a 14-year-old boy is arrested for doing the Macarena in Saudi Arabia. So they basically say, be honest, you have danced the Macarena at one point in your life, whether it was at school, disco or wedding. It's a staple choice for any slightly sozzled DJ. And they go on to write, chances are that you were pretty embarrassed when performing the dance, but unfortunately no one tried to arrest you while doing it. The same cannot be said about this unfortunate kid in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Take a look at the video below and see you can see no crime being committed. Look what they say. They say no crime being committed. They say no crime has been committed. And in fact, they continue by saying nothing. He's just having a little bit of fun and spreading some cheer, right? And then they contradict their own statement and say he's probably stopping the traffic from getting anywhere, but the kid's got moves. And then they go on to say it's unbelievable that the authorities in Jeddah didn't see it that way and have reportedly arrested the 14-year-old in the video. And then, of course, they quote statements such as, that kid was just having some fun. That's a kid that I'd love to have as son. And someone else wrote, why is he arrested? He's self-confident, desired to exercise, should be applauded. All kids should be free to do what they should do. You know, he got arrested and he's 14 and blah, blah, blah. So the liberalistic police come on stage and say, this boy shouldn't be arrested. He should be free to dance the way he is and do the things that he should love doing. But when you actually read and watch the video for yourself, instead of just reading the bigoted, biased comments, you will see something very different. As Christine Hart points out in the comments section, she says, he was told off for disrupting the traffic. Stop making it something it's not. So basically, this kid was crossing the road on a freeway, on a major road, crossing the road, and he was disrupting the traffic, and that's why he was arrested. But did the Independent actually have a go at the boy for doing that? No. So let's watch the video, shall we? As you can see clearly, he's already disrupting the traffic. Look at the cars that have all pulled up, waiting in line for this guy to finish off his dance. And look at all that traffic banked up in the background. Look at that, another car just pulled over, a black four-wheel drive, and there's all these cars lined up. The guy is literally interfering with the traffic. So as you can see, he's clearly disrupting the traffic. Now, can you imagine if this kid was run over by a car? What would they say? They would say, the same media will say, oh, the 14-year-old boy was being stupid. Why was he dancing on the road, right? That's what they would say. They would actually make the boy look like a fool for doing what he is. And it's incredible because we had even people in the comments say, no, it wasn't. They wrote, no, it was outraging public decency. You don't know much about Saudi Arabia. Dancing is haram. So basically, Marilyn is saying, it's about it's about public indecency, and that's why he was arrested. So, I mean, did they even bother to watch the video? It wasn't just about public decency. It was the fact that he was endangering his lives and other people's lives by stopping traffic. In fact, there isn't a jurisdiction that says men can't dance in public. In fact, when Donald Trump visited Saudi Arabia, they did the sword dance. You can have a look at this. And another silly twat called Arush wrote, it's actually a car park. Yet we saw from the early video footage that cars were banking up. It was definitely not a car park. And some people say, oh, he shouldn't be arrested. I mean, if I was living in the West, I can't even ride my bike on some major freeways. You could be arrested for that. It's actually illegal. You're endangering your life and other people's life. But nowhere in the article does it say that this guy spent time in jail. He could have simply just be put into detention for questioning and so forth. But this is all about the media manipulation, how people just twist things. I mean, it's just incredible, seriously. People are really prejudiced, obviously, against Saudi Arabia because of their moral issues, but this is the extreme level of the media where they follow these prejudiced lies and manipulations to extend their hatred towards Saudi Arabia. Even another, I think, Japanese or Chinese brother caught onto it. His name is Fu Yuhush. He writes against The Independent. He says, arrested for dancing or arrested for obstructing the local traffic. That's totally a different story. I know that many Western press are keen to put prejudice against Islamic states so as to earn audience appeal, and I don't like them either. But the misleading title of the post shows how disrespectful you're doing with your journalism. The Independent.